Right, so I have returned today to do the next chapter in the growing Overlord manga saga. This chapter being chapter 26, as we goddamn know. Let's sit down for 5 seconds because it's getting heated. Like, this chapter is the heated chapter. And my microphone is working perfectly. Cracking, yes boy. Yeah, so as we know, it's basically been a setup towards the final fight between Cocytus and the Lizard Men, also technically Irons in the background. Like, yo, what up? I'm still here. And yeah, this is the chapter. This is the chapter. Like, now we're going to see the fight happen. We might see some people die. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of rooting for the fact no one will die and everyone will be completely content. But what people have been saying so far, they've been like, yo fam, it's pretty depressing. I was like, no. I ain't having these. I ain't having these feels. Nah, fam. No. But I don't know what's going to happen. And I also just found out, apparently, oh, hello. Apparently this chapter just came out on the website that I use. I was like, oh. Because I looked at it beforehand. I looked at the scans. I was like, these look a bit different than my usual scans I've seen in my lifetime. But then I found out, oh, it's a different version of the scans. I was like, ah, okay. It got uploaded last night, apparently. I was like, oh, okay, so 26 is actually officially out. Okay, that's alright. So that's probably why I've been a bit late on everything, because I thought to myself, it might be best to leave it for a couple of days just to see if anything, like, kind of changes with the translations, because sometimes they tend to do. So I thought, let's do that and actually cover it at that point, and it actually was better that I did that way, apparently. Though apparently it didn't come out on their website, which is really weird. So I actually have to use it through Batauto. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I ain't complaining, but hopefully we don't get a gateway error halfway through, because otherwise I might just cry. What happened last time? I went 2 pages in. Oh, gateway error. I was like, yeah, finally a gateway error. No, don't go to me now. No, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Hopefully it all kind of turns out alright, because otherwise I might just cry. But anyway, so let's begin and see what happens, because I ain't feeling it, you know that? I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling anyone's death today. I'm kind of sitting there going, please just everyone survive. All things considering, the fact is that they're too cute to die. They're too pure. They are too... Hold on, wait, I just realised something. Oh, great! That's not good. That ain't good. That ain't good. Fixed it. Okay, that's good. Otherwise my thing will slow down if I do that. It's not good at all if you say I cried. I was like, well, you know what? I'm probably gonna cry as well. Oh man, that's hopefully not except Iraqi Inquisition. Not except an Iraqi Inquisition. It's the worst kind of Inquisition as well. Everyone knows that Iraqi feeds off the tears of his fans, because he's a boob. Man's a boob. Give me that cheek with part 5. Give me that cheek. Nah, not feeling that cheek. But anyway, so episode 26, or chapter 26 as it's normally known as. So preparing for the final battle. Oh man, look at all of them. Look at all the cool guys. Or in this case, cool lizard men. Man. I don't know whether or not this is going to be like a very, very dialogue heavy chapter, or it's going to be like very, very kind of just pictures, because it's 58 pages long. I was like, a bit long this month. It's like longer than I usually imagine, but I don't know. So we should be far enough from the village to avoid damaging it. Face it, they can't die. Zoroyusu is just too cool. Zoroyusu, everyone's too cool in that goddamn clan. And now, no one will die. They're too cool. Oh, there's the big man himself. There's Cocytus. Oh. So that's our worst nightmare practically at this point. A guy we've meant to be liking this whole entire point, and now we're kind of like, yeah, nah. At the same time, kind of like, do I hate the person or don't I hate the person? That's what it's kind of like about this arc, is to how they set up the whole entire characters and their actual motivations. It's actually kind of freaking great, because you just never know who to trust and who to side with, because you're like, it might be good to side with them, but it's not at the same time. But I don't want them to die, so what do I do? It's just it's a cesspool of emotion. Hold on, if I move this over here, that might be better actually. Otherwise, it's a bit annoying having the taskbar at the bottom. Cocytus. That spell was supposed to keep me from feeling fear. Well then, it is your time to shine, as Lord Irons is watching. But first, Ice Pillar! You know what, at least it's not one of those fights that everyone's just buffing themselves, like, to a point of no return. Like, you're just sitting there going... You should do both. You should do both. It's not one of those fights, at least, where everyone's just buffing themselves to a point of like... Bro, do you even take damage at this point? Because I don't think you do. It's like going into a level 99 fight. It's like, well, there's no point in me trying at all. While it's rude towards warriors with a resolve, those ice pillars mark where you will die. Know that you will die as soon as you pass them. Ooh. He's surprisingly nice to give us a chance to run away. You guys should stay. No, you should return to the village. What? You want us to return after coming all the way out here? We also want to fight. Retreating is not cowardly. You will live on, then. However, some of us cannot leave. What sort of chief could avoid this fight and continue ruling over you? But we're youngsters should leave. This is a job for your elders. Oh man, look how cool they are. Come on. Don't do this to me. I'm gearing up for the depression. It's gonna hit me like I'm gearing up for it, because it's gonna hit me like a tenfold. Cause just look at them. You don't want anything bad happen to them. Look at Zembera in the corner. Just, oh man. Sorry to keep you waiting, Cocytus. They're too cool for this whole entire manga. Charge! I see this is actually very kind of light on the dialogue. I kind of like it. Allows the visuals to take full control. Or as Shax would say in Destiny, total control. Unfortunately, I'll need to thin out your ranks. Frost Aurora. So if I don't hold back, I might even get the retreating lizardmen. Oh, jeez, what's going on up there? I ain't prepared, man. I ain't prepared. Nah, not prepared at all. That should do. I mean, you gotta give them props for just kind of trying. That's the kind of major thing I like about them, is the fact they just don't give up. Even in the face of adversity like this, they're just kind of like, you know what, we can't give up at this point. We've gone so far. We're gonna plow right through it. We might lose a couple of people, but if we survive for the future, it's the main thing. It's kind of what I like about them. Their resolve is pretty freaking good. The swamp elementals were weakened by the cold. All of us guardians possess resistance against projectile weapons. Well, that's legit. That's legit. This is about really freaking damn well as a video game, the more I think about it. Well, you know what? That's cue for just to kind of say to yourself, well, you know what? We should just kind of leave at this point, because when he pulled out a sword from Oblivion, he just like, no, that's just no. I'm not feeling that at all, fam. Not feeling that at all. That sword, God-slaying sword emperor. It's kind of like, nah, because you just know at that point it's just not a good place to be right now. Oh no. That armor was one of the 4 treasures and capable of deflecting Frost's pain, yet he easily cut through it. yeah, at this point, I don't think there'll be good things happening right now. Oh my god, he cut his arm off. Oh no. Ah, I see. It's not a bad sword, but he didn't even budge. This. Over magic mats cure wounds. See, this is what you need in life. You just need that move and you'll be fine, but apparently not in this case. I haven't seen that magic before. Annoying. Man, this is very much like kind of... It's true, at this point it's just like... You gotta grind, man. You gotta grind. That's the major thing. Like, this manga teaches you just grind for a long while. You might be okay. Like, just don't go into a fight you know you probably might lose because you're like about knee high to that dude over there. Pretty much like a pebble fighting a boulder, to be honest. It's pretty much that. But these pebbles are freaking amazing characters. It's the problem. They're amazing pebbles. They're the shining pebbles of this manga. Yet life will not give them a chance. At this point, I don't think a Falcon Punch would do anything. You're in the way. Oh, no. God, he reduced me to this state with a single attack. So, you still want to fight? Then I will return this. Don't forget about me. Annoying. Piercing icicle. Well, that's just not good. That ain't good at all. Nah, man. Oh, no. Wait, you're still wounded. Jesus Christ. This chapter's no chill, fam. This chapter's no chill. I'll buy you time, so heal Zarayasu. Huh? Over magic mass cure wounds. Yeah, I mean, at least he did something alright. Besides murdering everyone. Like, I'm gonna sit in the corner right now. I realised myself. I thought myself at the bottom. That it's reckless. Oh no! 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 I had asked Lord Ines, but you're the last ones. How are your wounds? I'm still feeling some dull throbbing, but I can swing my sword a few more times. I know, but I still had the hope, okay? Leave me alone. I had the hope they would survive, okay? I'm naive like that. Oh, don't tell me those. No, I can't lose them. I can't lose those two either. That should be enough. I've actually run out of mana. You're also overdoing it, brother. If I had to choose between running and fighting, I would pick the latter. It's obvious there's no chance of victory, but everyone trusted me, and we challenged him. If we're doomed to fail, then I'll at least continue attacking. A brilliant roar. Sorry to keep you waiting, Cocytus. I don't mind. I wouldn't interrupt your farewell. Tell me your names. Sasryu Sasha, Zeruyushu Sasha. I'll be sure to remember you, warriors. Normally I would wield a weapon in each hand. Forgive me for using just this blade. That's unfortunate. Indeed. Let's go. Why aren't they attacking together? Earthbind. So he lied about being... Jesus Christ, it's going out there. This is the type of world that needs a freemium system. At least if they're in a bit of a problem, they can just go, well, you know what? Let's buy ourselves some good weapons. But alas, they cannot. So he lied about being out of mana. Magic cast by a lower level opponent cannot overcome my defense. Icy Burst. What pointless actions. Didn't say anything on top. No, good. Should I behead them, or perhaps cut off their arms? Alright, Cocytus. Jesus Christ, alright. Calm down a bit there, fam. Unrefined. I will slay them in one stroke. Is this the best he can do? Ah! I see. The spell in that attack were just diversions. However, surprise attacks should be quiet. Oh god, okay, this is getting a bit too much now, alright. Can we go back to the chapter last month, where it was kind of happiness? No. No. Is that blood? That attack was light, so that I would hold it. Like, Sasryu's fine, isn't he? Like, Sasryu just didn't cake it. Like, Zoryu's just gonna be fine as well. His intention all along was to slip it in and stab me. Brilliant. There could be a chance he might survive this. But I should apologise. I have a skill that allows me to become impervious to attacks from weak magic weapons. Of course he freaking does. Of course he freaking does at this point. Why would I not expect that from a character like Cocytus, for God's sake? Of course he freaking does. There's no way he doesn't have one. Oh man. Who's not impervious to... They're probably impervious to everything at this point. God damn it. No. I'm going further and further away from the cameras. I'm just giving up on life. This isn't a happy time. Oh god. I admit it's a cool panel, but freaking hell, that panel could do one. Like, no. He did not just... No. No, because, look, Crucia's got a goddamn child coming, hasn't she? Like, they're gonna live happy ever after. No. No. You fought well. Thank you. I'm sure you understand this, but this fight was the stick it to the lizard men. You will now have to give them the carrot. I understand. Good. Listen well, Guardians. As I said in the throne room, the lizard men will be governed by Cocytus. Cocytus, you are to make the lizard men loyal to Nazarick. I will have light to offer this the gifted ones special education, but I'll leave that to you. Should you need the wings of ascension or any item for reincarnating other races, tell me. I will rely on you then. Lord Irons, how do you intend on disposing of those lizard men? The ones that lasted the longest? Yes. They call themselves Zaryusin and Sasryu. Their bodies should still be in the swamp. Right, we should recover them. Perhaps we can try making them into undead. I believe that would be a waste. I think giving them the carrot basically is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like giving them a sort of like a silver lining, I think. Hold on, let's Google it. Let's actually Google it and see what it actually means. And giving the carrot. The carrot and the stick approach. The carrot and stick approach is an idiom that refers to policy offering combination rewards or punishments to induce good behaviour. It is named in reference to the cart driver dangling a carrot in front of a mule and holding a stick behind it. Oh, it's basically like kind of. Yeah, it's basically kind of like it's like a punishment and a reward at the exact same time. It's like, that's basically what it means. It's kind of like going, you got to kind of give them both, basically. I believe that would be a waste. Oh, jeez, on the wrong tab. Just hit my. I didn't. Cool. Oh, the warrior's proposal. Go on. Oh, jeez, we're at the end. That was a heavy chapter. Basically, yeah. It was a thing that was used back in the day with mules. Like they used to, the mules used to kind of were like kind of, I can't say the words now. You would have a cart driver, you have a mule. There would be a carrot in front, and basically what would happen is, say he continued, it'd be alright, but say if something happened, he would smack him with a stick, basically. It's like kind of like a rewards in front of you, but you have to actually kind of go through the punishments as well. Oh god, okay. I want to kind of sit in a corner and just, I just want to, no. I mean, I expected it at this point. I wasn't kind of, I was holding out for the hope that something might actually happen to them that actually might in theory win the fight, but at this point it's kind of like they could never do it. They could never win because it's just it's too much for them when you think about it. Like, they're fighting a person who's basically just the biggest dude in the history of the universe. You can never defeat them. I mean, beforehand they had some semblance of a chance. They weren't in such dire straits. They didn't have the big dude in front of them kind of fighting. I mean, Guva was kind of strong, don't get me wrong. Guva was a freaking, like, formidable foe. But not in the realms of Cocytus. So Cocytus was just there fighting, and I think they would have lost years ago, but now you can see just there and then that it's basically, like, they had no chance. Like, this is basically suicide. I think he will. Like, I don't imagine he won't. Like, they've proved themselves that they're good fighters, so I'd imagine that at this point they would say, yes, look, okay, let's resurrect them because they might be useful. Like, they can't, in my heart, they can't die because they're too good not to die. They're great characters, they're great warriors. Like, each and every one of them kind of is, but those two are shining examples of it. Like, they had their resolve. Their resolve kind of tells you there and then that they're kind of characters that don't deserve the fate they have. Probably at this point. But, I mean, yeah, that's the kind of thing. That's why it's a filzy chapter, but I still think there's a silver lining within the chapter itself, if you get what I mean. It's that thing that the proposal at the end kind of tells you that, yes, look, it is dire straits right now. There's no way that they can win, but I think they will be resurrected and actually come back. It's not one of those kind of things you kind of say to yourself, well, they're dead, basically, they're just gone, they're never coming back, because they can't stay dead. They're too good to stay dead. They're freaking great for Naruto when you think about it. They're a great defense if they were to train them in the correct way when you think about it. Like, if you look at it in the perspective of Ainz, they can be used in kind of the greatest way possible. They are great characters to be used. So I would imagine that they can't go through with not resurrecting them, because I believe beforehand they were saying, look, okay, we can govern them and actually kind of allow them to be like experiments for us, but then the ones who prove themselves could in theory be a kind of a valuable asset towards us. Like in essence, like say next arc, the person who appears that's actually been kind of troubling this whole entire time, they could in theory send out Cocytus and Susryu Susryu and I can't say their names now. Susryu and Zaryusu out of there to actually kind of scope out the area, because they're great warriors. They can actually survive the whole entire thing. So it's kind of one of those things you expect them to kind of come back. They can't stay dead, because it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, it's a depressing chapter because they had in their minds that maybe there might be a silver lining in the fight, but they knew going into that fight, as soon as Cookie disappeared, pulled that effing sword out of nowhere, they're like, yep, no, we got no chance. But I still think there's a silver lining within that chapter. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I just hope at this point. I hope they just randomly come back, like, yo, what up, fams, are back, and then actually kind of fight with them, because that would be freaking great. Because it's one of those things that they've set up the characters to kind of almost come back, if you get what I mean. Like the whole thing with Krush. It's one of those things that I don't think they couldn't have stay dead, because it'd be terrible to kind of hear the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, if you're mothering a child, the father of your child's dead. Like, it's one of those things. It'd just be terrible to hear. It'd be like a massive, like, kind of, I don't know, words I can't describe the feeling that would actually kind of entail. But still, it's kind of those things. It's kind of set up almost for them to come back, because they can't stay dead. But granted, yes, now they probably won't be. They won't be technically in the way they want to be. They won't be entirely free, if you get what I mean. They won't probably be in the realms of where they are right now, because they could have carried on the way they could have done. But at the same time, it's a whole entire idea going back to, yeah, they could never survive, because there probably might be an uprising within them that actually could lead to them all kind of destroying themselves, like civil war, per se. So yeah, that's that. But I mean, I don't know. I just want a happy ending. It's a major thing, because it needs to be a happy ending for all of them, because they don't deserve the fate they've got, because they were chosen, but they kind of were built up to be these characters you can never not love. You just want them to kind of be completely A-okay, because they're kind of cool in their own way. They're a society. They're very like kind of independent, if you get what I mean. It's one of those things you won't really ever see anything wrong with these characters, because they're quite independent. They won't really cause that much of a ruckus, if you get what I mean. Much like any other character could have done. Like they won't cause a ruckus, because they seem very much dependable on themselves, and they actually have everything else around them that actually can survive like that. So it's one of those things that goes back to the idea that I can't understand why they would never actually kind of bring them into Nazarick, because they're very independent. They're very strong characters, because look, they even kind of went against Cocytus. Yeah, they didn't survive, but they might have pulled an inch off his health bar, but still, they proved themselves, which is a major thing, because a lot of other people could have gone in there and kind of went to themselves, well, freaking hell, dude, we ain't going to survive this, and give up. But they never did, and they fought to a very bitter end, which is kind of like a testament to their characters as a whole. They're characters that don't deserve not to be kind of in Nazarick, if you get what I mean. Like, if we should start a campaign to get them into Nazarick, like, we should start a campaign right now, like, kind of get some signatures going. Like, they need to get into Nazarick right now. Like, Lizard Men from Nazarick, 2017. Because they need to be in there. They need to be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because the one other thing to note is the fact that just the overlooming idea of the actual character that they're trying to figure out who it could be. Like, in essence, that was the other thing as well, because I remember last month they Demigurk like kind of spoke about being possessed and actually kind of shifting the blame to someone else. Like, that could in theory be something that could in theory happen to Lizardmen as well. Like, that's the problem. When you look at all the actual advantages Lizardmen have, you would imagine to yourself, why couldn't they ever not be into Nazarick? But I guess, like, I think Demigrid explained about the idea of actually using them as experiments and actually Cocytus like governs them, but they're actually kind of used as experiments. So they're kind of sort of in Nazarick, but hopefully the ones that survived and actually, well, not survived, but actually kind of prove themselves, actually kind of get put into Nazarick, kind of out. Not kind of outs themselves from the society they were in beforehand, but kind of implement into Nazarick while also kind of keeping the peace with their own people, because I'd imagine that's the case as well. Let's say Sasryu and Zaryusu's like kind of got resurrected, and actually if they got put into Nazarick where everyone else used experiments, they would probably then kind of cause a bit of a ruckus. So I'd imagine that probably have to be somewhere and somehow that actually they would be implemented into Nazarick while also keeping peace with the actual society itself, because otherwise then uprising will happen again, and you kind of go back to the whole entire idea of it not being a good idea. Like that's kind of the major thing, because they could in theory use experiments, but at the same time there's more to these characters. If they were to actually kind of fully implement these characters, there might in theory be a better like kind of outcome for them. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see what happens with this character that we haven't seen just yet, because he seems like an interesting person, because again, he's done quite a lot for the actual manga without actually really being shown. Like, he's kind of just there, if you get what I mean. Like, he's an omnipresent character that's not really being shown, but he's pretty freaking, like, kind of imperative to the narrative at the moment. Like, he's just there, and he has to kind of it's kind of eating away at your soul, because you want to know who this character is, you want to know what he's going to do, because he's just really kind of in a way scary, because he kind of proves to Ainz that, look, this isn't like sunshine and rainbows for you, fam. There's actually going to be some kind of trouble. And that's the major thing with him. It's kind of like this trouble first. You can't just kind of sit there this whole entire time and think to yourself, well, it's smooth sailing for me here, fams, because it isn't. No, fam, it isn't. So yeah, I mean, all round a pretty freaking depressing chapter, because it was as depressing as last chapter, because there wasn't really anything that was happy about the chapter. Granted, it actually might be next month's, or in this case this month's chapter. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we just kind of get a nice ending. I don't know, that's why I hope at the bottom of my heart we do get that. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here and you want to leave a sub, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. But until next month or this month, whenever the translations come out, I will see you guys later.